Good morning, everybody. We're about to start our meditation. So welcome, everybody. I'm Diane Gazelle, one of the practitioners here at the Center for Spiritual Living. And once again, welcome to our meditation this morning. The CSL Global theme this month is embracing self-care. One very powerful way we can do that is through meditation. And we are so blessed to have this time right now to do that very thing. And while we're not at the ocean, we can bring the possibility here to us through the power of our minds and the magic of media. On the screen before you is a live cam from the Monterey Aquarium. And so those are real little critters in there doing their thing. I invite you to journey with me into an oceanic world of sea creatures and oneness. As you sit comfortably in your chair, know that you are safely supported. Relax into the rhythm of your breathing, and with each breath, feel yourself becoming calmer, peaceful. Allow anything that is not serving you in this moment to be gently washed away by the waters. You can see the jellyfish on the screen gently pulsing in the flow of their watery world. As you watch the jellyfish, feel yourself releasing any remaining tension in your physical body. Allow any mind chatter to float away. You, as you, are supported and nourished, safe and secure in this space. Feel little bubbles of joy begin pulsing through your being. The ocean itself seems to be living and breathing, and you are one with it. Feel a connection to this ethereal place where so many things work together, where you see and feel that oneness with all. Enjoy this serene space until I call you back with the sound of my voice. Begin bringing yourself back to full awareness of this space, this sanctuary, the chair which supports you. Maybe wiggle your fingers and toes a bit. As you bubble up into complete awareness. As we go forward with our day, our week, we can come back to this space, this time that we experienced right now. Do that simply by allowing yourself to focus on your breathing and relax into the moment. Picture that delicate dance of the jellyfish. They are a reminder that bringing balance and understanding to our lives requires ourselves to be vulnerable and trusting our inner voice. We all have that inner voice of strength, that voice of what we call God, Spirit, the thing itself. We remember our own boundaries and self-care. And be like a jellyfish and go with the flow. Namaste.
Good morning. Aloha. My name is Kathleen. We've hit the good old days of summer with 88 degrees plus, which leads to the first announcement. I bet you can guess what it is. I promised that the baby air conditioner would grow up last Sunday, and guess what? Indeed it did. A little on the artsy side, but if you know any artists, you know every now and then they're a little nuts. The baby air conditioner couldn't wait, and it couldn't hold enough for the 10,000 that we needed. So, new air conditioner. Got this thing on the side, has all of the information needed, a slot to put lots of money in. It'll be in the lobby and one of the tables. You know, in thinking about it as I was writing this, I thought to myself, if each of us could drop $20 or $25 in it each week, we could come pretty darn close to hitting our goal, to helping us getting a new air conditioner. The heat is on its way, and if you take a look at the clouds every day, you know that the monsoon is also on its way. Next announcement is a gentle reminder. When you use the prayer request form, the little purple one in the seat in front of you, would you please print your name and your email address? Apparently, a couple of issues have arisen where the practitioner could not read the name or the email address, which means you probably wouldn't get the prayer you requested. So we are requesting that you print. The softer side of movement in somatics, Tai Chi, and Qigong are offered here at CSL P. Please check your program for time. On Saturday, June 10th at 11 a.m., we will have a celebration of life for Stuart Carson. He was a loving, gentle soul who gave so much to the center with his time, his talent, and his treasure. On Sunday, June 11th, Dr. Carmen Smith will be our guest speaker and will put us up front and center with her talk entitled, Who Are You? If you haven't quite figured that out yet, give it some time this week in preparation for her talk. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen. So it is the first Sunday of June, and it is time for us to share our new minister covenant prayer. The slides will be, the words will be up on the slides. There are 5 slides. So with me, there is only one life. This life is good. This life is God. This life is my life now. Knowing that I am one with this life that is God, I therefore know that I am one with all of its blessed expressions. This includes the presence of a new minister for my beloved spiritual community. I know that the highest purpose of my new minister is revealing God as love. I further know that my new minister is the fulfillment of that which has been promised by God, for it is written, love is the bridge between you and everything. As I stand in agreement with my beloved community, I see my new minister revealing truth as love, wholeness, and joy. We now intend to experience our new minister in full cooperation and agreement with our community, knowing this truth. We are fully grounded in principle inspiring loving expression of our best selves. We nurture and empower our spiritual growth in consciousness, oneness, and wisdom. We recognize the humanity of a situation and wisely call forth the truth. We expand personal consciousness through studies of diverse spiritual teaching. We enrich our spiritual lives through music and arts. We accept the highest expression of our new minister into our lives and know they will serve the highest and greatest good for all who are touched by our teaching. And so it is. And so at this time, again, I welcome you to the Center for Spiritual Living this first Sunday in June. I know that we come here to feel the connections with each other, to be embraced by the love that just flows in, through, around, and as us. And I know that we have so many people bringing this service to us with their joy of service, that we may all be spiritually nourished and enriched. I look forward to this time with you as we go into this first Sunday service. Thank you.
I thought they lit the candles. What do I know? A million times. Well, aloha, everybody.
Aloha.
So we're Jackson. I'm Jackson, and this is Roush. So we like to say hi.
We've changed.
Now, Jackson's in California, in L.A., hobnobbing with the rich and famous today. So we have the honor and the blessing to lead you in song. So the first song we're going to sing you might not totally know it, but it's up there. It's easy to sing. And this is actually a song I wrote when we were doing our services over Zoom. Yeah, back years and years ago. And as every musician, I'm sure, has, this is my COVID song that I wrote for this congregation. So we get to sing it now when we're all together and sharing it together. Everything, blessing everything. Open up and let your heart sing. Go ahead, feel the joy it brings when you're blessing everything. Everything, blessing everything. Open up and let your heart sing. Go ahead, feel the joy it brings when we're blessing everything. Take a walk down my street. Say hello to everyone I meet. Still the sun shines on my dancing feet. I'm just blessing everything. And everything, blessing everything. Open up and let your heart sing. Go ahead, feel the joy it brings when we're blessing everything again. Everything, blessing everything. Open up and let your heart sing. Go ahead, feel the joy it brings when we're blessing everything. I wanna help, wanna make things right. Gonna pray with all my might. The darkest days will be filled with light as we're blessing everything. Everything, blessing everything. Open up and let your heart sing. Go ahead, feel the joy it brings
blessing everything.
Again. Everything, blessing everything. Open up and let your heart sing. Go ahead, feel the joy it brings when we're blessing everything.
Thank you, Tom and Krista. Yes, blessing everything. And I know that today, as every day, is filled with the evidence of all of life's blessings. And it is especially true right here, right now, as I look out and I see you. For you are God's blessing to each and every one of us. So, oh, how wonderful it is basking in your essence, in your presence. And so for all of you here today in the sanctuary, as well as for those of you who are watching online, please know that we are welcoming you here to the Center for Spiritual Living here in Prescott, Arizona, where we provide spiritual ways, methods for you to learn and understand and accept not only that magnificence that is within you, but also the power that is in you. And as you accept that, it completely changes your life as you change your thinking. And that then goes out into the universe, and it blesses this planet and everybody on it. My name is Hazel Bowman, and with me on this platform is Diane Gazelle. She and I are part of the practitioner corps that serve this center. Today I have the honor of being your service leader, and Di has the opportunity of being our practitioner of the day. And Di, I just want to thank you. That was such a glorious pre-service meditation. What a lovely invocation. Di is also going to be leading us in our in-service meditation. It's a brief in-service meditation before she departs the platform and goes over there and does what we refer to as high watch, which is knowing that the highest good is always unfolding in every single moment. Please know that wherever you've been, whatever self-judgments you may have about yourself, please know that you are entirely welcome here today, just the way you are, and just the way that you are not, or as I like to say, as you perceive you are not. Because we all have that inner critic, don't we? That has been reinforced by a lot of other outside voices. But I can assure you here in this center, we see you through the eyes of the divine, that divine love. And that is your true essence, the true reality of who you are. You know, here at the center, practitioners do so many different things. We love to teach. You should take any of our classes or workshops that we offer. We also, one of the other things we enjoy doing is praying, because that's where we have the opportunity of knowing the spiritual truths that exist, not only in our lives, but also in your life. And so if there is something that is taking you out of your comfort zone, maybe whether it be health or abundance, it could be family dynamics, it could be a number of different things, I ask you'll see in the seat pocket in front of you that there is a ministry of prayer request. It's lavender. And on this side, you would put in your name and what you're requesting prayer for. And it can be for yourself or for another individual. And you can fill out that form. But then what we also want you to do is to check the boxes of what you accept and embody for this week. For to change your thinking, you just can't put in a prayer request and go, oh, good, they're going to do all the work for me. No, what you need to do is to accept and embody various spiritual truths yourself. That's how you start changing your thinking. And that, in turn, starts changing your life. Now, when you fill out this prayer request, what I want you to do is after service, you'll see a Ministry of Prayer box that is out there right outside Sibley Hall, and just put it in there. And Diane, our practitioner of the day, she'll be collecting all these. And then she will be making sure that it's distributed to all the practitioners, where we will have the honor of praying for those spiritual truths for the next week. You can join us in consciousness if you desire when we gather at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And you can just be part of that energy, shall we say, as we practitioners gather in prayer. On the other hand, not in addition to that, but you also might want to kind of get it kick-started a little bit. And how you can do that is after service, come up to the platform. Those practitioners who are in service are wearing their purple stoles, and you will have the opportunity to sit with them. Oh, just for a couple of minutes as you share what it is that you want to experience. And then the practitioner will know those spiritual truths with you. And it's a wonderful way of starting your entire week. Or maybe you have a lot of good going on and you want even more good. There's nothing wrong with that either. So come on up and let us just kind of amp that volume up a little bit for you. You also have the pleasure of meeting with a practitioner one-on-one. It's what we refer to as a client session, where you would contact a practitioner of your choice and meet with us for 1 hour. It's about that long, where you have an opportunity to go deeper into the barricades that are holding you back. And we have the opportunity then to send them back to the nothingness from which they emerged. You know, one of the many things about our teachings here at the center, and one of the key classes we teach is Foundations. And I love that class, Foundations, because not only does it cement you into knowing the truth of your being, but I love the fact then that it also shows that we're open at the top. Because there are so many different ways, as there are stars in the sky, to know and connect with that one universal presence. And so with that, I invite our candlelighters to please step forward, and Diane. Because here at the Center for Spiritual Living, we honor all faith traditions. As we light a candle for the world's religions, it is to acknowledge both our multiplicity and our unity.
We light a candle for Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus the Christ, who taught the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within.
For Islam, the practice of submitting to the will of God as revealed to his prophets, peace be upon them, who taught that there is one God, creator of the heavens and the earth.
For Judaism, a community of shared laws, traditions, and family ties, which began with the covenant between Abraham and God.
For Buddhism, the middle path that ends suffering and awakens mindfulness and compassion.
For Hinduism, the path of knowledge, action, and devotion.
For the Native American traditions and those who walk the Good Red Road, including the people of the sun, better known as the Yavapai.
For Baha'i, the path of unity and peace.
For the goddess traditions, embracing the divine feminine as maiden, mother, and crone, which is also known as wisdom keeper.
And for the science of mind, which is the philosophy of life that teaches there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it.
Thank you, Patricia and Nancy. And now let's add our own voices to that as we say together, we are here for God. Our purpose is to express the nature of God as love, abundance, and joy in everything we do. The good we seek for ourselves is what we desire for all people everywhere. And so it is.
So this lovely song you've heard before, and please sing along as you'd like. Give yourself to love. Kind friends all gathered round, there's something I would say. What brings us together here has blessed us all today. Love has made a circle and it holds us all inside. Strangers are as family and loneliness can't hide. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and the laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. I've walked these mountains in the rain. I've learned to love the wind. And look before the sunrise to watch the day begin. Well, I always knew I'd find you, though I never did know how. Like sunshine on a cloudy day, you stand before me now. Give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and the laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. When love is made of fire and planted like a seed, love can't give you everything, but it gives you what you need. And love comes when you're ready, love comes when you're afraid. It will be your greatest teacher, the best friend you've ever made. So give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and the laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love, if love is what you're after. Open up your heart to the tears and the laughter, and give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Give yourself to love. Namaste.
invitation, Tom and Krista. We can give ourselves to love. Here, surrounded by our fellow loving beings in this beautiful space. And let's allow ourselves just to be in this space for the next moments. Be the love you know from your open heart. And so as we honor that space, we go forth with our day, with this service, in full awareness, blossoming like the beautiful hibiscus flower, ready to be more of who and what we are. Namaste.
One of our joys when Jackson is away is we have some awesome guest musicians. And so with that, Krista and Tom, welcome back. Let's hear your singing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
So nice to be here. So we have this really incredible honor this week that we get to open for Severin Brown, who is not only Jackson Brown's younger brother, but was a Motown studio, like Motown songwriter, part of the Motown songwriting team. So this guy is like a real deal musician. And he's also an incredible songwriter, obviously being our Motown staff songwriter. So we're gonna perform, and I'm gonna have to play some of my songs in front of one of the greatest songwriters I've ever heard. So
You're a great
I'm gonna test one out on you guys, so if you like it, I'll feel better. This song is called Open. Well, I've been walking for many a mile, and I'd walk 100 more just to see you smile. And I'd recite all the greatest words that ever was spoken, if for one more day your heart would be open. Now this old world, she's moving so fast, I feel I am falling, all reason has passed. And I am down on my knees, I'm forever hoping that for one more day your heart would be open. Open like a flower to the sun, open like the arms of a dear one, open like a newborn baby's eyes, like a glimpse of paradise, open like a lover's kiss on a night when stars are shining oh so bright. And for one more day your heart would be open. I've been a fool.
Ooh, I've been a fool.
This much is true. But know that this foolish heart is lost without you. And I would do anything, beg, steal, or borrow, if that one more day like a flower to the sun. Open like the arms of a dear one. Open like a newborn baby's eyes. Like a glimpse of paradise. Open like a lover's kiss on a night when the stars are shining oh so bright. And for one more day, your heart would be open. Open like a flower to the sun. Open like the arms of a dear one. Open like a newborn baby's eyes. Like a glimpse of paradise. Open like a lover's kiss on a night when the stars are shining oh so bright. And for one more day, your heart will be open. And for one more day, your heart will be open. And for one more day, your heart would be open. Thank you.
Oh,
I'm nervous when you play for people who are your peers, I tell you.
oh, and yes, our hearts are open, especially for this Sunday's message. I see many of you are wearing leis and Hawaiian garb. That's because our guest speaker, Reverend Helen Downey, after she completed her ministerial studies in Southern California, of which she's a native, she then became the minister for the Maui Religious Science Center in Hawaii. Oh, is that a tough gig or what? I mean, so envious. But while she was there, she not only enjoyed, but she embraced the Hawaiian culture and the Hawaiian tradition. It was that heartfelt spirit of aloha, which she experienced as a powerful expression of the powerful and universal love, respect, and harmony. Isn't that so in sync with our own teachings that we have? While she was, and I'm not going to repeat it all because her accomplishments are so many, so I'll just recap. While she was in Hawaii as the minister, that she hosted a live call-in community television program which focused on global and local issues that affected people. She presented a weekly public service announcement that promoted a positive consciousness and co-creative approach to all life. She also was involved in the Hawaiian Interfaith Association, the Maui Wedding Professional Association, Hospice, and PFLAG, which, as you may know, is the acronym for Parents, Family, and Friends of Lesbians and Gays. Now, she has returned to the mainland. She is now a resident here in Prescott. Which is just awesome. So you'll have a chance to see her in so many different ways. She continues to volunteer. She's still involved in hospice, and she still is passionate about supporting equal rights for those who are feeling marginalized in society. We have all found out that her topic title is Aloha. Now, we all know aloha to mean hello and goodbye. It also means love. But what she's going to share with us, among many things, is that aloha has a multitude of meanings, and it is infused with those qualities that we all embrace to experience more kindness, more peace, harmony in our world. So, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to give a very warm aloha as you turn to greet our guest speaker, Reverend Helen Downey.
Oh, Kahaina Hawaii, lo kahiakulike, olu olu kamana'o, ha'a ha'a kokulana, honui alana kila, aloha e, aloha e, aloha e. Thank you. Well, aloha. Aloha kakahiaka. Good morning to you. And what a beautiful sunny morning it is. Looks like we are really getting ready to roll into summer with great glee. And I want to say mahalo to you. You look glorious in your Hawaiian attire, your colorful garments, your leis. Everyone just looks like you're ready for the luau to begin. Let me ask you, how many in here have ever been to Hawaii? Aha, I'm not surprised. How many are hoping to go or planning to go? And do any of you have connections, people, friends who live in Hawaii, perhaps family in Hawaii? I know that our Bob over there told me a couple of weeks ago that his mother was born in Hawaii. So even though he was raised in what I call one of those cold northern states, he knows a lot about the culture and the beauty of Hawaii. I have found that many of the residents on the West Coast, as well as the Western states, have close ties to Hawaii. They've either visited, as you saw, how many hands went up. They've lived there. Some visit several times throughout the years. It becomes their home away from home. And there are plenty of reasons, because it is such a plethora of beauty with the weather, the sea, the surf, the sand, the beaches. Did I mention the sunsets? And of course, the culture, the traditions of Hawaii are so powerful, so ancient, and so beautiful. And the spirit of aloha is shared so beautifully and openly, and not just shared at luau's and at those kinds of tourist events, but shared in everyday life. People sharing their mana, their energy with you. Helping share some of that aloha. I believe partly there's some hope there that you'll take, any visitors will take some of that back to their homes and spread it around a little bit. When I first went to Maui, I was filling in for a minister who had been delayed in her arrival. She had a health challenge, and she needed to get that all in order before she proceeded to Maui. When I flew in, imagine my surprise that my plane arrived 45 minutes early. I had never had that experience in my life. So I got my bag, I went out, I sat on a planter, and I just watched. And I became absolutely mesmerized by the view of the West Maui Mountains and the palm trees swaying in the breeze, and the aroma of the islands just filled my heart and soul immediately. And I believe I could almost hear those trade winds saying, "We've been waiting for you." And I felt as well that they enveloped me in their warm and welcoming embrace. And it was some magic happening. I wanted to ask you, because so many have visited, actually, because Hazel is so up on everything, she sort of put this out there already, but I'm going to ask you, do many of you know what you have ideas about what aloha means? Share some with me. I know she shared a couple, but anything else? Peace, that's right. People don't usually think of that, because that is definitely one of the many, many other meanings. Yes? Exactly. Hello and goodbye and love. And when I first arrived on Maui, those were the meanings that I most related with. That's really all I knew about it. But while I was there, I became immediately fascinated by the culture, by the aspects of the culture, the hula, the chanting. And I wanted to incorporate some local information, events, cultural practices that were going on with my congregants. And so I tried to take a little bit of a dive into things. But the first thing I did was look up aloha. And it was very interesting because I looked it up in what I'd consider a traditional English dictionary, and it said, hello, goodbye, and love. Then my friends that I was staying with had a Hawaiian English dictionary, and it had 26 different words that equated with aloha. And then I learned very quickly that if you add one or a few more words to it, the meanings are exponential. So what that tells me is that the word and the spirit of aloha are infused completely throughout the language as well as the culture, as well as the lifestyle, as well as the loving expression of respect and honor and courtesy to one another. So I came to the decision that aloha was just so much more than word. It was the essence of the islands, the essence of the people, the way that things went down in Hawaii, and the way that people shared in such beautiful and magnanimous ways. What really emerges from living aloha, and when you embrace it, you are being permeated with that spirit, permeated with that love, permeated with that essence of sharing. And, you know, it's very powerful, and people do carry it back with them. And I actually heard a kapuna, a Hawaiian elder, state that we are all Hawaiian. It just takes longer for some of us to figure it out. Now, the simplest meaning of the word aloha, alo, means presence. Not like presents you give, but like the presence. And it's front and face. And ha is the breath, which is meant to be the divine breath, the breath of life. That breath is what works through us and gives us life. And there is one aspect of aloha that is an ancient tradition of greeting, and it's called tuhoni. And as Hazel comes up for us to demonstrate, I'll just tell you what that is. For those that you are greeting and they're truly honored and loved and esteemed by you, this is a sign of respect in your greeting. And the two parties come together and touch their foreheads together and touch their noses together, keeping their gaze into each other's eyes, and then breathe through their noses. And what they're doing is connecting third eye level, visually eyes, and through their breath of life. I'm sharing my divine breath with someone and acknowledging her divine breath as she shares that with me.
Wow.
It's very centering. It's very powerful, and you can feel the exchange of the mana of the breath. Other powerful expressions of aloha are oli, which is chant, which I did coming in, song, which is mele, and also, of course, the hula, the dances of Hawaii. All of them tell the story of the history of the islands, the lineage of the different family lines, the royalty, the stories, all that historically going back way beyond when there was anything written in the islands. And they also, of course, are constantly being written by new kumuhulas, masters of hula, and songwriters there. And they always incorporate the beauty of life, really all of the beauty of life. As I mentioned, lineage, history, events, but also the seas, all that exists in the seas, the land, the animals of the land and the sky. And it's a blessing and a recognition of gratitude for all that is, and also that it's all part of us. We're all one on this planet Earth, this schoolroom that we call Earth. And when I learned more and more about aloha, I thought this just is so in keeping with the teachings of Science of Mind, with the writings of Ernest Holmes. And of course, he studied throughout the world, and he studied various Hawaiian traditions, European traditions, Indian traditions. And he tried to garner the best of the best and bring it together in a philosophy for the West that could be palatable, understandable, and we could be proactive with it. We could use spiritual mind treatment, affirmative prayer, to help create the life, co-creating the life we really want to experience. So I would like to share with you a little bit deeper meaning. First, I'll see, oh, there goes those beautiful palm trees and those rainbows. Did you know that aloha is incorporated into Hawaiian law? No, neither did I. Didn't used to know that, but in fact, what we're going to have up here next is your handout on aloha, and it's actually incorporated in it. But I couldn't cut this down. I'm reading this because this is out of the law, and I want you to listen to this and say, wow, this is in a state constitution. I would venture a guess that none of us have heard anything like this in our state constitution. But I think this will help you really embrace what aloha is all about. It states, the aloha spirit is the coordination of mind and heart within each person. It brings each person to the self. Each person must think and emote good feelings to one another. In the contemplation and presence of the life force, aloha, the following may be used. And that's where, oh, there's that license plate I told you. Did I not tell them about all the license plate? When I was talking about rainbows, let me backtrack. The other thing I noticed at the airport with all those cars, not only the rainbows in the skies, but the Hawaiian license plate is a plain white background with a full rainbow arc on it. So I had landed in the state of rainbows and the rainbow center of the world, I am told. And I was very happy to be there. And after a while, I also realized that rainbows and Hawaii had woven themselves into the fabric of my life since childhood. So it was really a blessing, the time that I spent there. So now if we can put up the aloha, there we go. So before we go through this, I'm going to have you go through that with me. But I wanted to mention that the rest, after this is shown in the law, the text of the law, it states, these are the traits of character that express the charm, warmth, and sincerity of Hawaii's people. It was the working philosophy of Native Hawaiians and was presented as a gift to the people of Hawaii. Aloha is more than a word or a greeting or farewell or a salutation. Aloha means mutual regard and affection and extends warm and caring love with no obligation in return, no expectation of what is to come back. Aloha is the essence of relationships in which each person is important to every other person for collective existence. I love that sentence. Each of us is important, and we're important to every other person for our collective existence. Aloha means to hear what is not said, to see what cannot be seen, and to know the unknowable. How deep is that? That's in the state constitution. And the words up here, I just wanted to give a little intro to. Auntie Pilahi Paki was a beloved Native Hawaiian poet and philosopher and educator, a spiritual guide, an author, and one of the holders of Hawaii's secrets. Over the years, she transmitted the sacred knowledge of ancient Hawaii. This meaning came to her very mystically and suddenly just spelled out what aloha characteristics were, what they really meant. And it was with her involvement that they decided to incorporate not just this section, but this whole point that I read into the Constitution of Hawaii. So let's just look at these. Oh, I can't walk over there. So we have aloha. A is for akahai, which means kindness to be expressed with tenderness. This is the chant I came in with. L is for lokahi, meaning unity, to be expressed with harmony, being together, working together. Olu olu, meaning agreeable, to be expressed with pleasantness, being nice to one another, letting that kind and loving and nice nature of us come through, because that's who we really are. Ha'a means humility, to be expressed with modesty. And A for ahonui, meaning patience, to be expressed with perseverance. You know, we do have to persevere with patience, because sometimes it's not that easy. But if we make our minds up, it becomes a quality that is easier all the time, just like forgiveness. Once we know the beauty of it, the power of it, how it liberates us, it becomes a natural part of our persona. She also made another statement, and I love this. It kind of ties in with everyone being Hawaiian in the big picture. She said that the world would eventually look to Hawaii for the key to world peace, and that world peace was, what do you think? Aloha. Can you imagine if we worked with these tenets, and the additional setting forth of the meanings, if we worked at that individually and collectively and through our governments over this planet, couldn't we imagine it being a different kind of world right now? And I imagine that all the time. I want to share that Hawaii is having a very good year. I've got a few things that have been in the news lately, and you may or may not have caught them. They did make some local news, some of them, but I also get a Hawaiian news stream, so I may get a little bit more than you might get on the evening news. One is, just recently, 18-year-old Hawaiian Iam Tongi won American Idol. And his sweet vocals as he played the ukulele, his gentle, friendly nature, and the way he embraced his cultural roots won the hearts of his fellow competitors, of the judges, and of the collective audience. And he has such a sweet nature. I don't know if you're aware, many are aware of the song that is a mashup, What a Wonderful World and Over the Rainbow by Brother Is. Israel Kamakaviva Ole, commonly called Brother Is. But this young man reminds me of Is. His voice is different, I will say. Israel's voice was like an angel. This young man has a sweet, perfect pitch, lovely voice, though. And his mana and his expression of who he is and how he is as a Hawaiian just beam forth from him with love, with talent, with compassion. Every time they showed a little side reel, he was hugging somebody, giving them a lei, smiling. It was just a beautiful thing to see. Just one last little observation. His name is Iam, I-A-M, like Mary. I'd never heard it that way. I'm used to Ian, I-A-N, like Nancy. But then I looked at it and went, ooh, that's I am. Just an observation, but I'd say he certainly is. And one last thing, points to Aloha again. He returned home after finding out that he was in one of the final 3 contestants. And in that time, he did a free concert for his community. And during that concert, the concert goers were surprised by a helicopter overhead who dropped thousands of fragrant Edith Kanakaole. She was known as Auntie Edith, and she helped revive the Hawaiian language, hula, and chant. She was a key player and an activist for her culture for years. And she's the first woman to grace a U.S. quarter. And that was quite a celebration there as well. I'm going to skip a little, being mindful of time. I'm going to say finally, the winner of RuPaul's Drag Race this year was a transgender, stunning Sasha Colby. She was the first Native Hawaiian contestant and winner. And as someone who has watched several previous seasons, I feel that Sasha exhibited a kinder, gentler way to compete. And I think it was the island girl shining through. In closing, I'd like to reiterate that while the word aloha and the aloha spirit have multiple meanings, I think that at the core of it is clearly that 4-letter word of love, because all those other elements spring forth from love. And I also love and appreciate the inclusivity and the diversity of Hawaii. I first moved there as a Caucasian woman from Orange County, California, and I was definitely a minority race, and I loved it. I learned so much and discovered so much beauty of cultures and foods and customs. It was magnificent. I'm also proud of our spiritual tradition in the Science of Mind centers, our centers for spiritual living. It is inclusion, welcome, and diversity, and it celebrates the individuality of all beings. And on that note, a final nod to my attachment to rainbows. This is Pride Month, and I would just like to say happy Pride to everyone in the LGBTQIA+ community, their families, their friends, and their allies. Life is all about love, and the Center for Spiritual Living affirmation today is, I mindfully fill my cup with the love of who I am. So I invite you right now to fill your cup with the abundant love of who you are. And remember, it's important that you share it. Share it with all of humanity, because it's needed now, perhaps more than ever. Give it that extra love. I promise you, you will not run out. You will be constantly replenished to overflowing. And our founder, Ernest Holmes, said, love is the eternal flame of the universe, nay, the very flame itself. So I would just like to say, give yourself to love, give yourself to aloha, let it move through your being. Maybe someone close to you, you'll teach them about Honi when you get home. And I will now say mahalo, thank you for having me here, aloha, and a hui hou, until the next time. I'm going to anchor that now for us, beginning by we're going to do a little 1-minute meditative moment on aloha, and I will then wrap it right into a treatment. So, aloha is.
The sun will shine again fresh hopes and dreams with each new day that begins. Aloha is the sunlight shining through the darkness, giving strength to all we do.
And we know that there is one perfect presence in the universe, one power, one creative essence, which we call God, or Goddess, or Buddha. The name does not matter. We just know that that presence exists, works through, and animates us, guides us, protects us, loves us always, and we exist within the being of that presence. And in this moment, I invite us each to let the Aloha Spirit sink a little deeper into our nature. Let us look for the beauty in every aspect of life. Let us share that beauty through our smile, through our touch, through our hug, with all those with whom we come in contact. And know that God is always within us, always available to us, always guiding, always protecting, always prospering, always loving. And I release this knowing into the perfect activity of the God mind, knowing that it is true, and as we claim it, it responds to us in perfect right action in this very moment. And so I ask you to anchor this and join me by saying, and so it is.
Isn't she awesome? The true embodiment of aloha. Thank you so much, Reverend Helen. We look forward to seeing you here as part of our membership, as well as hopefully inviting you, being able to get you back up here, because I love it. Thank you so much. You know, I heard that it was a wonderful world. Did you too, Tom and Krista?
I believe
Maybe we
so.
can anchor it with that song as well. Yeah. Am I forgetting something? The offering? Oh, well, don't want to forget.
No?
No? No. Okay, we're just going to go and do a song right now.
See trees of green,
Let's all sing it if you know
red
it.
roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue,
Clouds of white,
the
bright blessed day and the dark sacred night.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. His friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? saying, I love you. I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you.
And I think to myself, what a
Wonderful world. And I think to myself, what a wonderful, wonderful. What kind of world is it?
wonderful
World.
world. An aloha world.
Aloha.
Oh. Thank you so much. I always think of Louis Armstrong. That was his signature song, though he was known for jazz, but just love that. Oh, and being a wonderful world, here's our opportunity to express our aloha, our love for this censure. And for what I do know is that when we are cheerfully giving and accept gratefully, then absolutely everyone is blessed. So at this time, I ask that you please take your love offering. And for those of you who are online, please, you'll see the text number there. Feel free to go text your donation, or you can go online and donate it there as well. And I ask that you take your love offering, place it over your heart, bless it with that essence of aloha that is within you. And let us say together then, divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, life. And Tom and Krista?
We're going to do a song called Blink. Well, the weight of my world is falling down round me. Make me a fool for the world to see. The price on my soul is more than I can pay. I'm working it off a little every day. And the secret is love. In the blink of an eye, in a moment of time, in a walk of a smile. And the longer we wait, we watch it passing us by. You can live a life in the blink of an eye. Well, the dice have been tossed. The results are in. We'll be here for a while, so baby, jump right in. The weather is fine, and there's a welcome wind. It's moving me close and push me away again. But the secret is love.
The secret is love
In the blink of an eye.
in the blink of an eye.
Just a moment in time.
Moment in time.
In the warmth of a smile. And the longer we wait,
The longer we wait,
we watch it passing us by.
passing us by.
You can live a life in the blink of an
eye.
And the secret is love.
The secret is love
In the blink of an eye.
in the blink of an eye.
Just a moment in time.
Moment in time.
In the warmth of a smile. And the longer we wait,
The longer we wait,
we watch it passing us by.
us by.
You can live a life in the blink of an eye. There's a life to be lived in the blink of an eye. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And if you could bring the offering forward. Thank you so much, Patricia. For I know that God is in every person and in everything, and therefore this money is infused with the presence of that divine source of all that is. It goes forward and blesses the center, nourishes the center, and like a ripple effect for all those that we serve, I bless it and call it good and very good, and so it is. Oh, now for us here, one of the things we enjoy doing before we invite our children in is to welcome any visitors here who are here for the very first time, or perhaps it's been a while since you've been here and you would like to reintroduce yourself so that we can become reacquainted. Is there anybody who's here for the first time or would like to stand? Yes. How wonderful. Welcome. Ursula, is that correct? Welcome. Oh, we're glad to have you here. Anybody else? Oh, look over here. Yes. Well, we're delighted to have you here joining us. Namaste. Oh, my good joy. Anybody else who's here? Yes. Lee? Liz. Oh, yes. Well, we're delighted to have you here. I want to make sure I've got this correct. Your name again is?
Lise. Like Lisa, but E at the end, not an A.
Okay, Lise, there we go. I've got that one correct here. Lise, thank you so much. We're delighted to welcome you back. For all of you who stood, we invite you to accept a gift from us, which is go into our bookstore, and there's a used book section there. Help yourself to any of the books there. I know that there's going to be one that resonates just as is, and so enjoy that with our compliments. And for everybody else, go to our bookstore as well. It has some wonderful things, books, all sorts of things that you can enjoy and purchase there. Oh, and so with that, let us go ahead and welcome the Children Association of Awesomeness. Okay, what do you want to share? And I see everyone's wearing some lace here. What do you want to share?
So we talked about self-care and the different categories that goes in, like physical, mental, all of those types of things. And we talked about the examples and then went outside to have fun, to practice self-care. We also saw javelina.
That's it. That's the whole.
That was the whole experience.
Oh, that is awesome. Do you know what we learned in here today? We learned that aloha meant so many different things, and that essence of love and patience and kindness is within each of us. So I want to give each of you your own lei. Just take one and pass it down. There's another couple over there I didn't get to. And then don't forget your instructors here as well. All right? Oh. And so with that also, I wanted to mention the first Sunday of the month is known as Birthday Sunday. And our gift, the practitioner's gift to each and every person who is born in this month, you are gifted with a free practitioner session. Diane will be passing out the birthday bookmarks here. Take advantage of it. It's a wonderful gift, a one-on-one session from the practitioners to you yourself. So let me inquire, who here was born in the month of June? If so, please stand. Wow, look at all these individuals. Oh, and look, even Aaron here, our teacher here. Okay. All right. Tom and Krista, can you lead us into happy birthday?
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear ones. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, happy Hey to all of you. Oh, and as long as they're standing, let us all stand and join them. And Gina is 96 years old this month. Gina, our ambassador there. Gina, happy birthday from all of us here. Oh, and with us all standing, let us join hands and let us say our benediction together before we sing out, which is, something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is happening through my mind, my body, and my affairs.
I think it, I believe it, I feel it, I know it, I accept it.
Thank you, life. And thank you, Tom and Krista.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes, there is peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be. With God as creator, we're a family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony.
Yes, peace begins with me,
And this is the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. We take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes,